I see we like the Halo theme song, guys. That's awesome. What's up? Let me make sure we are set. What's going on, guys? Steven, sick Halo theme. Feel like we're watching the credits from Marvel film. Yeah, man. Wesley, loving the Halo soundtrack. Coach Dakota. I don't know if that's real Coach Dakota, but if it is, what's good, dude? We really appreciate you checking out the stream, man. If it's a person impersonating Coach Dakota from Top Step, you got a pretty cool name that you snagged there, but don't impersonate anybody else. Got some losing trades today, man. Tough morning for sure. I'll tell you that. I will tell you that. Yeah, man, let's see what we got going on. My name's Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. We are back here trading ES on the 1 minute chart on TopstepX, my preferred platform of choice. Going to do a quick trade review for the morning, show you the not so great morning that I had. Part of it, man. I will keep it I will keep it transparent with you guys, keep it honest with you guys. That's part of it. So we again, just kind of tough market structure as we came down. Broke out to the downside, a little bit of a consolidation, right, at the open. Broke out below 15-minute opening range low. Broke to the downside. I was just not quick enough to get short. This was an opportunity for me here. Not too much of a break and retest. This was second opportunity down here. This, I was waiting for a level on Bookmap. Some liquidity that I saw at 452, right around this level, remembering correctly. Didn't get that, waited for it to come all the way down, kind of stayed patient. Just didn't feel that this was going to continue blasting through. Didn't have anything helping me out on order flow, anything that was below price. I saw filling really aggressively and then just continuing down. So waited for the pullback, didn't enter really aggressively at pre-market low. We kind of retested it here, pushed back up, and then I saw this as a nice rejection, sold into momentum. You can see how that one played for me. One contract, let it completely hit the stop loss there. Awesome, dude. I greatly appreciate it. Coach Dakota, if you're in here watching this, I greatly appreciate it. Awesome, awesome Top Step trader on the lives all the time. But for sure, brother. Thank you. Thank you, man. If not, you fooled me. So either way. So this was trade number 2. Lost on the short. Felt like we were just going to have this rangy all the way back up move. I was not expecting this, to be completely honest, but felt like we were going to come back up, potentially test pre-market high. As we got above VWAP here, back into prior day low, that was my indication to start looking for some longs. I got long right here. Let's see where that is. Right here. Not a particularly great entry. My initial stop loss was actually way down here. I survived this first pullback, which looked pretty good, right? It looked like it was going to take me out first. We had some nice momentum built on this candle, pushed back up through, broke the high. Everything's looking good. As we started to consolidate a little bit, I wasn't super excited with my initial risk structure, decided to tighten stuff up. This was my close, literally bottom ticked this pullback here as we were coming down. Cut it from, I think I've had about $450 worth of risk on to 262. Unfortunately, was just tight on the trade management. You know, you guys have seen it work out. Like yesterday, I was able to scale in, control risk, sometimes getting dynamic with your risk management, and your trade management can work against you. This is one of those instances. It was painful to watch, but you make your decisions, you manage your trades to the best of your ability. If it's in your plan to use your experience and your intuition to manage them, which it is for me. On another day, maybe this wicks all the way down and I save myself. But that's what happened there. Nice entry. Again, I wasn't really expecting after this sell-off, what we've been seeing over the last couple days and even into pre-market, I wasn't expecting this to just blast to the upside like we've continued to do here. So my target watching this play out was really right around this 15-minute opening range high. I saw some liquidity here on Bookmap, if I'm remembering correctly. And having a really wide stop and a very not positive risk to reward, a less than 1. I don't love to be in those trades. So, that was part of the thought process, adjusting this stop, manually stopping myself out in drawdown before we got to the full stop. But that was that one. Didn't take anything as we got all the way back up here. Just really watched this play out. Was considering an aggressive short right off of this level here, what I'm calling pre-market high. It's actually a little bit before what I usually mark off as pre-market. But right off of this level here that had been tested a couple times, resistance, waited. Glad I did. We knifed through. I was watching this on the way up. There was some liquidity at 95, if I'm remembering correctly, and at this nice big round number. Was looking to get aggressive and take a short. Glad I didn't, because I probably wouldn't have been running a wide enough stop loss to survive any of this push up. Watched these orders fill, and momentum just continued to the upside. Didn't have anything here that was telling me to get short. Again, was just looking for a quick short back to pre-market high, maybe a little bit further down. Nothing here. And I couldn't help myself but try to jump in. This looked really appetizing to me before I hopped on the live with you guys. But as promised, I'm going to keep it open and honest. This was the L here. 2 contracts long. Again, watched this happen, pull all the way back in. We form this type of market structure. We break to the upside. We've got momentum. Yes, we're kind of trailing, but we're slowly putting in these higher highs. I like this to hop into this nice trending ES movement. That's what I was trying to do here. I went with a tight stop a little bit below these wicks right here, just looking for this to pop and continue, be able to control risk, maybe get stop loss to break even. You could see how that one played out for me. This was an anchored VWAP off of the high. Took another L. So 3 L's, man. I had some other super small trades in here that I didn't mark up. I took a buy right off of pre-market low. It actually bounced. I didn't take profit, got stop loss to break even, and this took me out for like $10 profit. There was another one in here that I got in and out of quickly, but that's the recap for the morning, guys. I like to do these on the lives. I record as well, but I've been trying to do this so you guys can really get a good overview of my trades for the day, for better or for worse, looking at today. But that's part of it, man. I'm happy with all of these. This one, a wider stop loss could have been okay, somewhere down here, but I really wouldn't even survive this. So I'm okay with this. I've watched the market run without me so many times. I've tried to get better about buying into that, that bullish pressure when the market's moving up. ES trends pretty tightly to the upside. I like to get in on that if I can. I've been trying to get better about that and just didn't play nice with me here. So I'm okay with that. These ones, I'll take these trades all day. This one was an L. Tight management on this one. It happens. But these are bread and butter for me. So I like those. We can get rid of this VWAP. This is kind of a lot of stuff on my chart. Let's go ahead and get rid of all this and see what we can do this afternoon. Clean up the chart. If you guys got questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. Happy to talk about my trading. Happy to answer. Happy to help out any way that I possibly can. So I'm on a different combine here, trying to give myself a little bit more room to work with than the $200 left before a daily drawdown on that one that I was up. Had it like to 51,900, so getting pretty close to passing. Back down to drawdown a little bit, but that's how it goes. So watching Bookmap, we can check that out together as well. Watching Bookmap, I don't have anything crazy. Show you guys what we got going on. Let's make sure we can see that. Sorry, there we go. Yeah, nothing absolutely crazy on Bookmap. This is kind of the resting orders that I look for. I like to zoom out a little bit. Take a look at the DOM, take a look at the heat map, see if we have anything that's really sticking out to me. I find I've been doing better zooming out a little bit and just waiting for some serious orders on the book that we might be trading towards that I can use for a target. Maybe some other areas of interest on the chart that I just don't have marked up myself. Especially helpful for trade management as well. If I'm in a trade, I start to see orders stack up at a certain level. in the direction that I'm trading, behind the direction that I'm trading, it can be helpful for management for sure. Very, very interesting to watch how these levels react as price comes up towards them. Do they stay on the book? Do they fill? What happens if they do fill? Does price just push through and continue in that direction? Do we get a reaction? You can see a little bit of that right there, but nothing crazy sticking out on me at me right now. So I'm going to hold this one off to the side. I'll keep you guys updated. If I do see something, I will let you know. I'll pull it over. If you want to see it, just let me know in the chat. But for now, we will keep on this this nice clean 1 minute chart here on TopstepX. Yeah, breaking down below these lows, I don't really have anything setting up right now, guys. Again, this is an interesting day, right? Traditionally a tough day for me. I do okay with rangy rotational markets. I know I said I was trying to get better at catching markets that are running away, but I do like a nice clean trending market. This push all the way to the downside, again, I'm happy that I stayed patient on it and didn't get caught selling somewhere down here. Tried it right over here. If we were going to continue, I felt like this was the good area, but then all the way back up through VWAP, and then to continue all the way back up past prior day high, and then just start to run into no man's land. This is a tough one. This is definitely a tough one for me. So I'm going to wait to see what we get going here. Again, don't have a strong bias long or short. 1:20 p.m. Eastern. Kind of just going to hang out, watch, see if we get some more structure to develop. I am a fan of utilizing market structure and price action. You know, we get one of these movements, continuation down. Maybe we look to trade back down into the range. Maybe we come and test this, fail to continue higher, break below this low, continue lower. Maybe we look lower. This continues to the upside. Took that L there, but I'm not going to be shaken out by that. Let's just do a little bit higher time frame analysis. We'll look at the 30-minute. If you guys have been paying attention, you know we've been selling off quite a bit after being on an absolute tear to the upside. Today is a nice push to the upside. I mean, it looks really clean looking at the 30-minute, right? Wick down and then just some nice bullish candles. Yeah, this is pretty much the level that I'm going to be looking, which I believe lines up with that high. Just want to see what it looks like on the 30 versus the 1. Yep. Yeah, I'm going to see if we pull back down to this area. Not going to enter a buy or a sell right there, but that's where I'm looking. That's my first area of interest outside of having anything on Bookmap. I'm going to see what happens if we get down there. Do we start to react to the upside? If we do, what does that look like? Is there volume behind it? You know, read some price action, some market structure, maybe decide to take it long. I'm not looking at trying to sell the top of this this push to the upside. Again, sometimes you do get some rotation coming into the end of the day, but I do my best not to speculate, not to carry a strong bias like that. Find it hurts me more than it helps me. If I say, oh, we should expect volatility at at 3 p.m. and from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. is absolutely dead. Some days, and maybe even a little bit more often than not, but I find those biases hurt me for sure. See what the boys in. Marcus, man, you've been absolutely killing it. Appreciate you hopping on. Marcus is in the Discord. What are we up to? Like another 6,000 in an XFA with TopStep. Absolutely crushing it, man. Sharing a whole bunch of his journey. If you're interested in checking out another trader that is putting up nice numbers in an XFA, hop in the free Discord, man. I'll plug the free Discord. Wait a minute. Let me get it on the chart. There we go. I run a free Discord. Free. No VIP. No paywall to be here. Oh, man. Can I get this in here so I don't have to say it 30 times? Sorry, guys. make sure you have really big text letters on your chart if you're going to trade live. This is how you trade profitably. This will help you, and you should make sure you're able to hardly see price action because you have big words over your chart. Man, can I get it right? There we go. Let's come over here with it. I run a free Discord. I talk about trading, community of traders. I trade live almost every day for free here on YouTube, straight from a TopstepX platform. Show you the wins, show you the losses, show you what helps me, do my best to answer questions. I give you my charts every morning with my rough analysis. Again, I don't come into the market saying, I think it's going to go higher, I think it's going to go lower, and marry that bias. I give you my levels, the stuff that works for me, might not work for you. And talk about news, man. If we have financial news, like this morning, 8:30 a.m., tagged everybody, hey, we got news. Show you where I get that from and how I try to control risk around those times. If you are looking for someone to work with one-on-one, I do that as well. You don't have to do that. I give everything out for free as it is. You get my strategy, get my approach. I don't keep anything. But if you want to work with a coach, someone to hold you accountable, I am happy to discuss that. You can book a free 30-minute call. Make sure it makes sense for both of us. So we're right down at this level. Let's throw a zone here. Let's throw a little zone. Nice little discretionary zone. I'm going to use an anchored VWAP. Again, I'm feeling like I got a lot on my charts today. I'm not a big fan of crazy, messy charts, but I need something to help me out up here is the way that I start to feel. I'm going to throw an anchored VWAP off of that high. Anchored VWAPs can be used as support and resistance. They can be used to help determine who's in control, buyers or sellers. I find it helpful when I don't have a lot of levels, when we're outside of all of my levels down here, my important stuff, to get something on the chart, just to have a little bit of reference here on the 1 minute. You know, we're pretty damn zoomed in. It can be hard to keep a frame of reference of what we got going on. So again, discretionary zone right off of these highs. Maybe we're going to see this resistance, flipped support. Not nearly enough for me to say I'm looking to enter aggressively here with a 5-point stop and target the high. Maybe that's a trade for you. I'm going to wait for a little bit more structure. Again, I'm looking at this level as well. Going to see what happens when we get back up here. Do we continue higher, start breaking above this anchored VWAP, maybe form some bullish structure to the upside, something along these lines right here. We get one of these plays. Maybe we look for a long, we get some structure to trade off of, somewhere to place an invalidation point. Do we not get that? Do we just blast through? Do we pull back up and continue down? I'm going to look for a short. That's where I'm at. We got some structure. We definitely got some movement today. So I'm not going to rush into anything. Again, chewed up a little bit of profit on one of my combines. So I'm going to do my best not to do that to another one. But the market's going to give, and the market's going to take it away. No, you come to the market every day fresh. And I've been on a hell of a win streak on these lives. We've had a couple no trade days. I've had a couple of losses, but have ended green. I think the last like 6 or 7 on any trades that I have taken live. Yesterday was a really nice example. Took a loss, came back, didn't go crazy, entered, found a way to add to the position, utilizing bookmap, controlled risk, drug stop loss down. If you want to watch what I would say is pretty nice trade execution, at least for me, yesterday is a good example of that. Also utilizing bookmap for entries, for targets, you know, trying to read order flow to the best of my abilities. Speaking of which, we got some orders on the book up at, all the way from like 10 3/4 to 12.5. So starting like right here, coming up to about here. Right at this zone, just below these lows, just above this high. So Let's see what we get today here, boys. Boys and girls. We're inclusive to everybody. Here for the vibes. Hello, everyone. What's up, David? What's going on? Deep Hunger says, Dakota, best trader on the net. Why are you on TopStep TV? Just do your own. Yeah, TopStep TV is awesome, man. TopStep TV is sick. If you guys want to watch another great live, not to plug another live while I'm live, TopStep TV, but I will because they're that good. It's awesome. Live traders, trading, combines, live accounts, XFAs, house account. They do giveaways. They, are constantly giving you updates on news, things that are coming out, what's happening during the day. Really, really cool insights, great segments. TopStep TV for sure. What's the difference between this YouTube channel or this Discord? So a Discord is a community where I have open chat where everybody can talk and share trades, ideas, the triumphs and failures that come with trading, get to know each other. I have a bunch of different channels for me to share things like analysis, a track record of my trades, talk about news, talk about things that may or may not be impacting the market, and answer questions. This YouTube is all of my live streams along with short videos and then just regular videos. So that's what we got going on here. Made $1,700 paper trades today. I'm in the green. What's up, man? Welcome back. Remember seeing you on before as well. For guys that are sending me DMs, if you're on here, I will answer them once I'm off the live. I'm actually going to quiet down Discord right now. But again, if you guys got questions, if there's anything I can help you out with trading-wise, please let me know. If you have questions on my charts, my levels, how I trade, I'm happy to answer trading questions while we're sitting here watching the market. No trade setting up just yet. Waiting to see if we continue lower. I'm not looking to jump right into a sell here, although you could argue there's a trade. Came down, retested this area, failed to push back up, and now we're going to continue lower. I don't love throwing a stop loss right here, targeting this move back into the range just yet. I'd want a little bit more market structure to develop. We come back up to this level. Again, I want to see if we react to the downside and break the low. That would give me some nice structure to trade off of. We start to hold this low, push back up, break above this anchored VWAP that I've got. Maybe we are looking for a long. Little bit of pressure to the downside. Yeah, so I'll show you what I'm looking at on Bookmap above price. I only have one screen recording, so I have to completely block up this screen. Obviously, I can still see what's going on order flow, but I'm not looking to take this breakout to the downside right now, so I don't mind. Can we see that correctly? Yeah, this is what I'm looking at, right? A level on the heat map where we have orders stacking up. That's what I'm looking at. As you play around with this, as you zoom in and out, it displays some different data. Nothing magical here, just the DOM displayed for dumb guys like me to be able to look at it quickly and say, hey, look, we got some yellow lines up here. Maybe we should pay attention to that area. Where is that on my chart? Let's take a look. Does it line up with highs and lows? Is it at an area that I already have marked? What do we got going on over here? We might want to pay attention if price comes towards this. On Bookmap, do these stay on the book, right? We want to make sure that we don't see it start lighting up right away, getting lighter, getting darker blue as orders are coming off the book. What happens when it gets there? Do we fill and push higher aggressively, continuing in that direction? Do we get a reaction to the downside? I'm not the order flow expert, but this has been very helpful to pay attention to. If I see orders like this or even more on the order book, I can be pretty damn certain that when we get there, if they stay on the book, we're likely to see an increase in volume and potentially an increase in volatility. At the very least, I think that's useful to know. It's worth my subscription to Bookmap. Again, a bunch of different ways you could view this, lots of different settings, obviously lots of different ways that you can, interpret and utilize this information. For me, again, pretty zoomed out, maybe showing a little bit more time frame than I was actually showing there, and quite a bit of points up and down. Give me a little bit of a range. But that's definitely a level to watch. Keep you guys updated on that. Which would be, again, we say, let's call it 10 3/4 to 12 1/4. Here, I'll make it the bottom of this zone. 10 3/4 to, yeah, we'll call it 12 1/4. That's fine. Boom, so just below these lows, right at this area right here. See what happens if we get back up there. Again, guys, going to be a little bit more patient today. If you caught the beginning of that, I took some L's this morning, and then pretty much right before I hopped on live. That's not a reason for me to get shaken out of the market, but you should recognize where you're at within your day, right? Been considering streaming myself. What camera do you have? Yours seems crisp. Yeah, man. I use a Canon and an iPhone. This is actually an iPhone 14 Pro Max that I'm using right now. Believe it or not, you can use an iPhone as a continuity camera with Zoom, with other streaming softwares like OBS that I happen to be using right now. Comes out super duper clear. Yeah, all you need is the iPhone, man. Hey, man, I think it's great that you're coming live on YouTube and sharing your experience with us. I don't know anyone in, is it Germany? Germany who does anything like that. Thanks for that. Oh, of course, man. I appreciate you guys being here. It'd be pretty boring if I was just talking to myself. So appreciate you guys being here. It's been awesome to start to build a community to share this stuff. It's growing really quickly. More and more people on the live every day. More people in Discord. Socials are growing really quickly. So it's really cool. I hope that I'm able to help more people that were like me early on in their journey and were maybe getting fed just different information that wasn't resonating or getting set pretty rough expectations. And if I can do that for you guys, I'm very happy. Very, very happy. What's up, Nathan? What's going on, man? Edgar, what's up my first day? Everybody gets a shout out. What's going on, boys? We are watching ES on the 1 minute chart here. Nothing crazy setting up just yet. We got a level of liquidity up here that we're watching. Ooh, more on the book up there. Let me show you guys real quick what I mean by that. Look at the order stacking up here. Let's see what happens if we come up that way. There's a buy trade here. Again, break and retest. Here's your higher time frame. Let's zoom out a little bit, right? Push up, break above pre-market high, pull back down into the range a little bit near volume point of control. Little bit of chop, and then continue up, break the high, continue up higher. Now we're going to pull back down to this area right here, and then we're going to continue higher, right? You can read market structure that way. I don't know that I'm sold on that just yet. Even more orders stacking up on the book. Let's see how heavy that gets up there. Okay, that's a little bit more convincing. 55.12. Let's see what that would look like structure-wise, if it gives me a second to breathe here.
Order filled.
Yep, I'm going to go for this one, guys. I'm going to use Bookmap. I'm going to play the bounce. We waited for some consolidation. We have orders above. I think I'm going to make this one nice and quick, guys. I'm going to watch what happens when we get up here. Probably move stop loss to break even pretty quickly if we move in the direction of my trade and if I don't get stopped out right away. And I'll be watching Bookmap, which I'll continue to show you as I'm not actively trading here. Yeah, orders on the book. I'm going to target. That's not a great risk to reward, but we're dynamic with our stuff, so we'll make it work. Go no profit target for right now. Wait to see what happens. Might come right down and stop me out. Again, was reading this as some volume coming in, more orders stacking up on the book here. I like to see price move towards that. Again, pulling the nice break and retest that we see to the upside. Even if we're going to continue lower, I think a wick back up here is pretty damn likely. I'd like to be in 2 contracts so I could scale out and hold it to the upside, but I don't think I want to put on that much risk for this trade. Yeah, I'm going to leave this as one mini here. And again, I'm watching a level on Bookmap. I was marked with this zone. I adjusted. The peak of it looks like right around that 11 3/4. So I would be a little bit below that. Say like 11.50. I want to watch that line right there. I don't need to do that. Let's see what we can get as we come up into it. Do they stay on the book? Do we start to fill? Do we get a push through? Do we even approach it? You know, these are all out for debate. Nothing's certain. If you guys have been trading, you know that. Nothing works magically with this enormously high win rate, but just enough to help us out. Enough for us to structure risk and decide when we want to enter and exit the market. I don't want to go stop loss to break even because I want to allow this to retest this area. I don't have a great way to raise my stop loss without just getting stopped out at break even if we come back down here. So I'm going to leave this on in the pursuit of this zone right here. That's my game plan, just thinking out loud. Again, if we have to push into profit and then come all the way back down and stop me out, that's the risk I have to take on this one, or that I'm going to take on this one. Again, we'll actively manage if I need to cut it or decide to cut it early. We can do that. Oof, we got some selling back in. Let's see if we get a retest. Again, fairly tight stop loss. Really wanted to see this push directly to the upside. We come back down below these lows again. I don't like the trade. That's not my trade idea. It's that I'm buying into nice bullish pressure to the upside, some momentum. We're reacting at this zone. We're likely to continue at least up into this zone here where we've got quite a bit of liquidity sitting on the book. This is going to be trade number 1. It'll be great, guys. I'll start my morning and I'll lose money, and then I'll hop on here and I'll make money with you guys. You guys will get all the wins. Again, guys, just watching Bookmap over to the side here. I would have liked to see this push continue. Again, discerning price action on really low time frames like this on ES can be a little bit tricky. You can get hung up trying to interpret every single 1-minute candle that prints. But we'll wait and see what ES has for us today. Looking at scaling into this one. I don't love the no wick to the downside on this candle. I don't know if we're just going to crack right back down and come to my stop loss, but I'd like this as like a little break and retest and a continuation of the upside to scale into and just have my target right here. Maybe control risk by moving it up a little bit. I don't love the idea of having not being able to move my stop loss up if I do that.
Order
Yeah,
filled.
I'm going to go for it, guys. I'm going to scale into this one a little bit heavier, 2 contracts. Control risk, come right below these lows, looking for this to continue. Again, as you start to mess with trades and add to positions, controlling risk, moving things, you could run into a situation like this where it comes right back down to kill you. Is it going to do it? Yeah, it's going to. Dang.
Order filled.
That's how she goes sometimes, guys. This very well may continue. So let's break this one down. Negative 300? Yeah. Let's break this one down. Pushed up, right? Started to react here. First position, entry somewhere over here. That started to play nice with us. Pull back down right into like all of these tops, this area of consolidation down here, and then buying into more bullish pressure to the upside. Controlling risk, right? I had a little under $300 with one position. I was able to buy in profit, control risk by moving my stop loss up just below these candles that printed. New trading idea, new thesis is that if it comes back below here, trading idea is invalidated. This is buying right into this momentum that I'm looking at coming into the zone. I could feel okay about it because that would have stopped me out right there on the initial position and pushed right through. So, losing trade just didn't cooperate. Order's still on the book. I'll show you guys what I was looking at on that one. Right here. As we're getting closer and closer and closer, this looks very easy to come and tag this area of liquidity here. But didn't happen just now. Didn't happen today. Like we said, nothing magical, nothing that works 100% of the time, just enough to be dangerous. So let's see what we get from here, man. That's trade number 1. Loss. Happy with management, happy with entry. I like that one, especially using Bookmap to target a nice level right up here that I think was reasonable to be hit. Now we cracked below the low. We failed to come higher. We did pull back a little bit, and now we're breaking lower. Shorts towards the middle of the zone might be in store, but I'm just going to hang out for a little bit. Just going to chill for a little bit. Haven't been able to get on the right side of the market and manage a trade to a win today, so I'll probably give myself one more before I say, hey, that's enough. One more either way, win or loss. That'd probably be my limitation. Yeah, order's still on. I'm not going for any kind of crazy jump right in right after my stop loss. This very well may crack right back up to the area that I was looking at. Maybe it needed to break this low. Maybe we got plenty of higher pricing in store and we just needed to come back down, take Zach out of his trade before continuing up. If we get something along these lines, continuation higher, pushing through this level that I'm still watching on Bookmap and some structure to trade off of, I might look for longs if there is something in store there. We continue this trend lower. I don't know exactly where I'm getting short on this one, guys. Yeah, I'm probably going to be too slow to get short. Wouldn't want to take it right here as we're breaking the low, although it's not a bad play. Actually kind of feels similar to yesterday with the setup that I had. Lose on the long and then a nice sell-off down. We were in a much different place yesterday. on the chart, but that's kind of what this feels like. Yeah, just gonna wait and see. Let's give it a couple minutes. It's nice to just kind of reset, time yourself out for a minute, clear your head from a loss or a win before you jump right back into the markets. Let's Nathan, yeah, Nate, what's up, man? No mean to brown nose, but Zach Street seems genuine and real. Most streamers are too extra, in my opinion. Thanks, David. No problem. Zach's real AF. I'm a successful trader in myself, and it's rare I watch someone. Cool, man. Appreciate that. So when you say there are orders at 511, could it be sell orders or buy orders, but definitely will increase in volatility? So I think what you're asking is when I'm talking about Bookmap, the orders, what I'm looking at here, right? So this is going to be your order book. This is going to be your depth of market. This is price, right? These are going to be resting orders above price to sell. These are going to be resting orders below price to buy. This is your best bid and ask price right here. What I'm looking for, first off, nothing definitely. Unfortunately, there's no definites here. But what I'm looking at when I see orders like this is an area of interest. Let's keep it really general. The same way that I draw a level or a zone on my chart, an area that I want to pay attention to, that price, I believe, may be drawn to. And when it gets there, we may see some interesting reaction to the downside or continuation to the upside. Again, you can watch it in real time happen. You can watch what happens on the historical portion of Bookmap to see if they start to lighten up in real time as price approaches it. But I like to use them as targets the way I was just doing with that trade. I've found they work pretty damn well. Not on that one though, right? We didn't come all the way up to it. Got pretty close. But that's the volume there. You can also use it once you're in trades. You can use it to determine if you want to take a trade in whatever direction you're considering based on all the other instruments and tools you use to trade. If there's orders above and below, right? Like it's not always just in one spot like there is right here. If you watch my streams or you watch, Bookmap, orders come on and off the book, above and below price as price is moving. It changes rapidly throughout the day. So, but definitely interesting to see, helpful to me to know, hey, we got liquidity at this area. You should probably be paying attention. That's my, dumb guy use of it so far. Not the expert on Bookmap, not the expert on order flow. Got no problem telling you guys that. You've seen when I've added it to my trading only a few weeks ago. I've told you that all of my discussion of it is just initial, right? When we're trading, we've got to wait for large sample sizes. Maybe Bookmap works great for me for 4 trades, and I say it's the next best thing. 4 trades in the market is not a whole lot to determine whether or not a tool is useful for you. You got to get through different market conditions, different days, and really give it some time. You also have to learn it, right? Like, before I train my eyes on something and really start to be able to process the information and then apply it to trading decisions, you got to have some time on it for sure. So I'm definitely still in that learning phase. Again, I will say it's been very useful so far. It's been very interesting to watch. I do enjoy watching it. I like the way that it's displayed. It can seem, and I apologize if I've been talking about Bookmap too much, but everybody always asks about it. It can seem like daunting and this crazy thing to look at with all the colors. It's very simple, and in my world, it kind of displays the order book, which is what we want to use here for level 2, in a very simplified way, where here's the price level, here it's very red, there's a lot of orders there. Like, that's what I need. I don't even need the number. Just relative to everything around it, I could see at this price level, above price, right here, we got a lot of orders that are on the book. Let's see if they stay there. Let's see what happens as price continues to trade up and down, and pay attention to that level. Later, everyone. Later, David, man. I'll talk to you later. What do you use for Bookmap? Bookmap. That's the That's the person. That's the company. Bookmap is its own subscription, and then you need a subscription to level 2 data. So you would go straight to Bookmap, the site, and download the software, pay for a subscription, and then you need level 2 data, a feed, the same way you would if you were using any different order flow tool. They have their own data that they have real time, level 2 data. I think you can use like DX feed or Rhythmic or or one of the other popular ones. But yeah, that's the deal. Breaking this low, man, coming lower. Maybe. Yeah, I'm in wait and see mode on this one, guys. After being taken out of the buy and watching this not just continue right away, come down and hammer against these lows, this, to me, gun to my head, looks like it's breaking to the downside. Do I want to get short right here? No, or else I would. Here's maybe a trade idea. Down super low. Maybe you got something up here, way above this area, way above this liquidity. I don't know that I would want to trade away from this. Just been watching order flow a little bit over the last few weeks, and I don't know that I would want to trade away from this unless we start to see price push down and this start to lighten up here, which has not yet. If anything, I'm still watching it. I'm still inclined to say I think a wick up into there, price to move into there is on the board for sure, unless we start dumping and again they start coming off the book. But that's a pretty serious level to watch right now, for sure. Again, if you guys got questions, feel free. Good questions in the chat, man. Appreciate you guys giving me something to talk about. Sometimes, you're not trading, you're watching the markets, and it can be a little bit tough being solo, man. I mean, I can yap all day, bore you guys to death about trading. I was intrigued because 511 is the CE of a 5-minute FVG, which is fair value gap. On ES, I wanted to see how price reacted at 511. Thanks for all the information. Yeah, no pressure, man. Whatever you use to trade, I think is okay. I'm a big fan of not having too much information. Like the crap I have in my chart right now is quite a bit for me. I think most days you'll see it be a little bit cleaner. Order flow over to the side now on Bookmap, that's still okay. If you have too much, I think you can get information overload, analysis paralysis, and kind of just get confused by all of it, get so many conflicting signals. So simplifying it to market structure and price action and maybe some volume and order flow, that's worked really well for me. Coming from Forex, it was strictly market structure, price action, and horizontal levels. That's what I was utilizing. No volume from my U.S. regulated Forex broker. So it's been fun. I think it's an advantage to have this type of stuff. But yeah, whatever works for you. I kind of trailed off there. Whatever works. If it's fair value gaps, if it's certain levels or the way price is forming, and a bit of a crack back up, or you're a fib guy or whatever it is, find what works for you. Find what speaks to you, the way that you can understand the market, and stick with that. Yeah, I almost want to try it again. I think we're coming up to that level. At very least, I think we're tapping in. I'm not doing it, but I'm going to see what happens when we get there. It'll be interesting. Again, we can watch just our traditional vertical volume down here to see if we see anything interesting at that time. But I think we are coming into these orders, and maybe we'll actually get there this time. Let's get rid of this zone, and I'll just put a ray at the area that I see, which is, it really runs from like 13. If I was targeting this, let me be real with it, it'd be right above this high. Like 11. I'd be looking for about that to be tapped into. It's not all the way through to the other side of where we have this, which is pretty wide across a couple different price levels, but that's pretty much what I'll be looking for. I use DOM on TopStep, would, and can see liquidity based on volume of orders. Yeah, man. Yeah. It depends. I mean, you can just use. There's a whole bunch of different order flow tools, right? Like, so I use the term order flow as kind of a wide range. Like, that's what we're looking at on. I'm looking at on Bookmap is the DOM, right? Current order book over to the side that's showing you price levels and then quantities of orders and a little bit of a histogram there. And then all the crazy colors on the other side are price, and then that DOM displayed in a heat map all the way across. Just makes it easy to read and interpret, in my humble opinion. So if you're doing good with just a straight up, DOM on TopStep, maybe that's enough for you. Maybe that's fine, and Bookmap wouldn't be super useful. Maybe you would be able to visualize a little bit better or interpret the information quicker, but that's totally up to you. I would compare the two, take a look, but I think there's plenty of other order flow tools out there that display this type of information, just different ways. Bookmap is obviously very popular, but there's a lot of guys that just use traditional depth of market. Do you use level 2 data, Nate? Do you have the subscription through TopStep to get the full scope? Because I know TopStep has a subscription for level 2 data. Nice. Yeah, man. So you got all the info. It's the same stuff. At least that's the way I understand it. You correct me if I'm wrong, again, because I'm not the order flow expert. I only end up arguing with the inner circle boys on social media that are telling each other where liquidity is without using any volume or order flow or level 2 data. And I think that's kind of just silly. It's just speaking about liquidity in the wrong way. You just use a different term if you'd like. But the way I'm understanding it is that Bookmap is the DOM right there, level 2. You have all that information, and it's just displaying it. And you can customize it and have it display a whole lot more tools on that heat map and within Bookmap. Different indicators all over the place. But that's what I'm using it for, is that depth of market displayed really nicely on that heat map. So, but yeah, you already got the juice. If it's working, if it's working for you and you can interpret it really well, that's totally up to you. Break below the lows here, guys. Again, as I'm yapping, I'm staring at the chart. Not coming up to test this, right? I'm going to get rid of this line. Orders are still there for sure. Like, definitely still there. Price has not gone up to check that out yet. Looks like we want to continue lower, right? We didn't even come back up to challenge anchored VWAP. Didn't come back up to retest this most recent low broken. We've just started to now trickle lower, putting in lower highs here. Breaking below the low right now. We're still, pretty far extended on the day if we zoom out, right? We understand where we are in relation to, pre-market and 15-minute opening range. That gives you a little bit of reference. We are, below yesterday's high after that, sell-off, but I'm going to hang out. I'm not going to rush into anything. Took my one trade. Happy with that one. We're fine. I'll take the L's when I need to take the L's. But now I need a little bit more structure, a little bit more direction. I still think this can start to go either way coming into the final hours of NYSE session. Again, I don't like to speculate in general. This feels like it's going to be a rotation back down into the range. That's the end of the follow through. You would have done well shorting at pretty much any point over here, or been doing okay shorting at pretty much any point since I hopped on. But I don't have that conviction just yet. And I don't know that I'll have it in an area that I can structure risk well. So I might just be sitting on my hands for this. Yeah, pushing lower, man. Not a ton of momentum, but definitely the push lower, right? Just gonna hang on this one, as I've said a couple times. Again, you guys got questions, feel free, ask me in the chat. Happy to talk trading with you. If you're not in free Discord and you're here, man, feel free, hop in the free Discord. Would be happy to have you there. Answer questions, a growing community of traders. Guys early in on their journey, guys that are funded with TopStep and XFAs, taking payouts. Everybody in between. Be happy to have you there. And I trade live here on YouTube almost every day. Yeah, man, there's some momentum to the downside, and here's what I'd really like to see for an ideal setup. We wick up into that liquidity that I've been staring at on Bookmap that has not served me very well this entire session, and then react pretty harshly to the downside. That would give me the conviction to start to hop into shorts with an invalidation point above that. I don't think we're going to get that because we're pretty damn far away. I think a short could be in store coming up here. We do have VWAP. We got some other levels that, I rank pretty high. We got some other structure looking to the left that we'd be coming down into. But I'm looking at this more now as the rotation back into the range. Sell off towards the end of the day. This was the push up, and now we're getting ready to head back in. But I don't have it in me just yet, guys. I don't even know if this break and retest would be enough for me to hop in. Again, a crack back up here, right above this area, where this liquidity is resting on the book, and then a reaction to the downside. I'm getting short quickly. We might get up there and continue pushing higher. I'd be looking for longs pretty quickly. But pivotal point right around here, I don't know that we're going to get back up there at all. Certainly doesn't look like it. We might just be on this, somewhat of a tight trend to the downside, in which case I don't think I have a trade. Again, you guys will hear me talk about invalidation points a lot. I trade discretionary. I utilize my experience and intuition like I was talking about earlier. An important piece of that is having a clear spot on the chart, and you can be dynamic with it when you're in the trade like I was before and, moved up my stop loss, but have a spot where I want to be out. Have a pretty clear spot where I want to be out of the trade. I'm not even as concerned with targets these days. I like to see what the market's going to give me, manage it based on, all the tools that I use. I like to have an idea of a target so I can shoot for somewhat of a positive risk to reward. But again, I don't even hone in on that so much because I manage my trades actively. And so it's really the average. How do I end up win rate and risk to reward wise on average over a large sample size? Nope, selling off. Selling off a little bit on the book at 5,500. Back up here. A little bit that came on, not nearly as much as up here near the 55.11 level. I just scalped 4 points short using Dom and 3 contracts. Nice. I kill my combines and get railed on XFA. Oh man, I lost my third funded last night. Sent you a personal DM, and I know you'll respond. I got you, man. Sorry to hear that, Nate. Yeah, there's a couple things that could be, that we could definitely talk about. That's tough, man. That's tough. But I'll talk to you about that one in Discord for sure. So back down into this area, this pre-market high level, coming off of these highs over here from overnight. Was not really respected as we blew through it right here with some momentum earlier. We traded around here quite a bit, came down to test near it as support before cracking to the upside. So this was a pretty big impulsive move right off the bottom of this. So, this is an area that I'm paying attention to. Again, not looking to long it, not looking to short it right now. Want to see, whoa. Don't want to do that. Live chat. Sorry, guys. Do we pull back up? This is what I was going for. Do we pull back up here and then continue down? We show some momentum to the downside. Stuck waiting for that pullback that might not be coming. Yeah, 2:11 p.m. I'm going to hang with you guys, man. Same as yesterday. It worked out. I stayed patient. We had like a 2.5 hour stream. Same thing. I started with some profit in the combine, gave back like $300 and some odd dollars, ended up with like, what was the second trade? An $800 something winner to end the day, like $900 in profit. So I'm going to hang out. This is my afternoon session. I did trade a full morning session, and I've got some trading in. I've got some L's in the book, but I'm just going to stay patient on this one and see if something else presents itself to me. Nate says, literally up 950 on a combine today. Damn. Yeah. I mean, something to be happy about, right? Like you made profit somewhere, but I feel you when you're juggling XFAs and combines and you're feeling like you're taking L's in your XFA and you're winning in all your combines. It's tough. But maybe there's something that can be worked on there. Like maybe the trading's okay, the risk management's okay, but we got a little bit on the mindset side that we got to work on. Yeah, guys, again, watching pre-market high. Five minutes sometimes gives me a little bit better frame of view. Used to go side by side with the 1 minute and the 5. Yeah, I'm reading this as back down into the zone. Don't know if ES has to pull this move to the upside, but I'm looking short right now. I would just be waiting on some form of a pullback, which may never come, to better structure risk. I don't want to stop here or here. I need a little bit better structure to trade off of. This was a trade, right, on the way down. But again, this level up here with orders sitting, scary to have on the wrong side of my trade past my stop loss. Yeah, it could be using anchored VWAPs another way, guys, just while I'm looking at anchored VWAPs. Some guys will throw them as lows start to form, and as soon as they get really sliced through, that's their entry right there. You could look for something like that. You could look for something like that right there. As soon as you get sliced through, we come above, buyers in control, sellers back in control. That's a little bit, oh, that's my zone, but a little bit zoomed in for me. A little bit zoomed in for me to be doing that. I like off of a much larger level of structure, but something to think about. Again, watching what we get down here at pre-market high. This feels like short all the way back. Oh man, 1 minute. TopstepX does this thing where if you don't zoom out on the VWAP, you change time frames. It kind of like acts wonky. Yeah, this feels like short down back into the range. I can't do it on this. Break and retest of these lows, something more than just this right here would have been possible for a short, but again, I don't know about a stop loss up here, so I might be sitting on my hands. Yeah, Nate says combines don't mean anything to me. It's for sure psyche. Yeah, psych. Yep. Yeah, man. I mean, that's the hard part of trading, right? Is the management of risk when you have skin in the game. I wish it was as easy as trading on demo, where you're just able to focus on your trades and your execution, and you're not thinking about that P&L because it's not real money. A lot of guys run into the same thing between combines and XFAs, or trading demo and then moving over to live. I certainly felt that moving over to live myself. And as you start to scale up, there's consistent levels as you scale, as you increase size. So that's likely what it is. There's some practices you could put into place. I mean, first thing that I would look at doing would be scaling down, really sizing down, right? Like you've demonstrated, you have the ability, the technical ability to trade profitably, at least enough to pass the combine. If you're YOLOing the combine, then maybe there's another question there. But if you're passing the combines, trading a legitimate way, and you're getting into the XFA and then immediately blowing it, sizing down can help right off the bat, right? Make it a level where the dollar amount is really, really low and your emotional connection to that is reduced. And, obviously there's the books that you could read. There's the, holding yourself accountable to a trading plan, but immediately something that I would do would be drop to micros, size down right away as soon as you get into the new XFA. Don't rush this thing. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You can trade profitably. You can get to the XFA, build up a buffer, size way down, trade micros until you can prove to yourself that you're able to trade really small size profitably, and then slowly scale up from there. It's difficult to do. It's really difficult to do, right? Like I talk about coming from Forex trading live, having like a lot of, skin in the game, to Forex prop firms and that whole BS. And now with TopStep trading combines, again here, 50K combines, like relatively inexpensive for me. Everybody's financial situation is different. So it's easy to fall into like the I don't care about this type of a deal, or be so frustrated that you want to just rush it because it's not a big dollar amount to you. And that really doesn't play out well, and it certainly doesn't build good habits for when you get into the XFA. So, think of the long game. That's really what I've tried to do, especially over the last year and a half. Put myself in a position where I can go super slow. Like that's what I'm doing, right? I have 4 XFAs sitting. I'm planning on just trying to get more XFAs, refine everything in the combines, get really, really comfortable with TopstepX, with futures, with ES specifically on the low time frames at the times that I trade, and put myself in a really, really good position to have multiple multiple XFAs, and start trading one. Think about the pressure that you have if you, the relief of mindset that you would have if you have, 5 XFAs sitting, you're only starting to trade one, or maybe you have 10 XFAs sitting. Put yourself in those positions, really slow down, take the end goal of making money out of the equation, And man, you're able to focus on the process, just focus on what you're supposed to be doing, not be so emotionally attached and shaken and drained from the highs and lows of it. Easier said than done. Everybody's in a different spot, especially with finances, but the more you need money, the more you need it to work, the less likely it is. So it's a tough spot and a tough situation that you're describing there, brother. I feel for you. That's my 2 cents for right now. Again, could be a number of different things. But for right now, just focus on the process, size way down. If you can do great on demo and then in combines, and you don't care so much about the combines, make it so you don't care in the XFA, and then see how you do on the micros. And if you can check that box off and you say, oh, look, I can trade profitably week over week, or month over month, I'm green, whatever it is, that kind of confirms your belief that that's what it is. And then maybe you consider scaling up very slowly. But, I don't know, trade 1 micro, to start building a buffer that way. I normally trade 1 and add into the position. I decided to trade 3 because of liquidity in the book. Yeah, man, just scaled up. That's the deal. I've been there too. I do it in combines. I've done it, plenty. You just start to scale up a little bit too quickly, and take on a little bit too much risk. But also part of this is having a risk management plan, having a whole trading plan first. I talked about this a little bit yesterday. Have an all-encompassing trading plan. If you're going the prop firm route, how much are you investing in prop firms, monthly or overall? And then what does that mean? How many combines can you have? Or how many combines are you willing to trade and or blow? How aggressively are you going to be with those combines? How aggressive are you going to trade those combines? From there, you develop your risk management plan for each of those combines. What's your risk per trade? What's your max daily loss limit? Personal daily loss limit. What's your max consecutive losers? If define some parameters for yourself, and then follow those, and make sure when you're putting a trade on that you're following those rules. That's the first box you have to check off. Did I follow my trading plan? You can be discretionary. You can even have a dynamic risk management plan, but that's the first piece. If we're struggling with this here, is to make sure we have a clearly defined plan that makes sense for us, has a nice positive expectancy, gives you the room to work. You start to refine some of that stuff, you can make steps in the right direction. I think most guys, as they do that exercise, I'm still watching this just slowly trickle to the downside. Looks like we're coming towards VWAP. Again, no trade for me. I think most guys, as they do that exercise, quickly realize that they're taking on too much risk, that they don't want to blow the account as quickly as they are at risk of doing based on the risk per trade and the number of trades they're taking per day. And I think it's a realization. It helps to have a rough idea of your win rate and your risk to reward. I don't think everybody's going to have this perfect data that you're going to know exactly what it is, but reviewing your trades, maybe even back testing, trading on demo, gathering some of that data to understand, okay, I'm averaging, a 60% win rate and a 1.25 risk to reward, random numbers. And I take, a few trades per day, 3 or 4 trades in the morning session. What risk can I take on with those metrics? What risk per trade can I take on? And there's tools out there, like I talk about, free equity simulators. You can look at a risk to reward win rate chart. It's the same conversation that I have a lot, but this stuff is important. And having that understanding is powerful, really empowering in your trading, because quickly you go, why am I risking, $700 per trade? I don't stand a chance. With 100% certainty, I will blow this account in the future. And I'm only giving myself, a couple trades before I blow the account. So, you have to accept the risk that you put on the market, and you should understand what that risk means to your account. So that's, there's no wrong way to go about it. You could be super aggressive with combines. You could be more conservative with them. But you should understand what that means. And then same with the XFA. You should really understand what the risk that you're putting on means. And you can have a little bit of a frame of reference of what you can expect drawdown wise, or being at risk of blowing the account, if you have an idea of your win rate and your average risk to reward. You're going to go through losing streaks, you're going to go through hot streaks. So none of that is perfect, but you can start to build a real risk management plan around that. And I think a lot of guys that are even really far along just don't have that worked out for themselves. They're going by feel. They don't really have the understanding of what they're doing, and they can trade well and they can manage some risk, but they're not fully accepting the risk they're putting on, or really understanding the amount of risk they're putting on and what that means over a large sample of trades, because we're all here for the long run, right? So that's why I repeat that so much. I talk about the equity simulator. I talk about, rough averages of win rate and risk to reward, and then, risk per trade, consecutive losses, daily loss limit. Stuff is super important. Super important. I got nothing here right now, guys. All the way down, selling off. Not a whole lot, man. Not a whole lot helping me on Bookmap either. The orders that I was watching are still there. They have certainly lightened up. We now have some orders, if I zoom out pretty nicely, at right around that 5,500, 5,501 area. Right over here. Right off of these lows, near these highs, right back into this area. Below price, not really helped me out with too much. Outside of Bookmap, trailing back down into the zone, back below where I have marked off my pre-market high level. Near VWAP. This is a tough one. I'm going to wait for a little bit more. I know I've been saying that, but I'm waiting for more structure, clearer direction. This obviously could have been a nice sell. Anywhere in here, you had a nice opportunity. After this and taking my loss on a long and a loss on a long, I was looking at it, but I still had some belief looking at order flow. We could come back up, test this area if we were indeed going to move lower. We didn't get that. We just got the nice trend to the downside. So again, going to stay patient, man. Took my L's for the day. That's cool. I'll take another one. Take as many L's as I need to. No, I'll take the trades as they present themselves. That's it. In the words of Mark Douglas, execute without reservation or hesitation when your edge presents itself. If you haven't read Trading the Zone and you're here right now, you should probably go read that book. Great book. It's got a couple other ones, Disciplined Trader and others, but that's a great one. Continuing lower, nice breaks and retests, staying below highs. It's looking very bearish, looking like we're headed back down to VWAP. Yeah, again, in wait and see mode. Yeah, man. Yep. It's good. Good book. That's a great one. Best Loser Wins by Tom Hogarth. Awesome book. Mental Game of Trading. Re-listening to that one for the probably third or fourth time based on a gentleman I was talking to reminded me of it. Really, really good. Love to listen to these on audiobook. A handful of other ones. A handful of other really, really other great books out there. The popular stuff. Currently reading Best Loser Wins. Yeah, man. Similar to Mark Douglas's stuff, psychology based. They do a little bit different job of telling stories and relating it to different things in the world. But I mean, I think those books are powerful, man, especially early on when you're so hyper focused on technical analysis. You're not realizing the psychology that goes into it, understanding the game of probabilities that we're playing, how to lose, how to really start to reshape your mind into understanding your emotions and being able to self-regulate, really, and create different reactions to those emotions. A lot of stuff that we hold is just not good in trading. It doesn't work. So great books, man. Great books. Guys, I'll be right back. I'm going to grab some water. BRB. All right, what happened? Not a whole lot. What do we got, man? What do we got going on here? I'd like to get one in. I'd love to have the comeback victory and keep this win streak going that I jinxed right when I got on here. No, it's fun to talk about those, man. The ending green, but that's how it goes. You know, you'll see win streaks, you'll see losing streaks. Even as I wrapped all those up yesterday and the day before, I'm sure you heard me say, you know, stay here long enough, you'll see the win streaks, you'll see the losing streaks. That's just the nature of it. Trading's very non-linear. Yeah, let's check Bookmap together, guys. Show you what I'm looking at again. Here's this 5501 level that I started to talk about, right? We could see that. Again, this is pretty dang zoomed out. I'm looking quite a few points above and below. We could see orders on the book over here that we were watching right up at this level have started to lighten up, started to come off, but still quite a bit right there. That's really it. We got some peaks down here, but nothing that's really screaming at me. If we zoomed in, you would see some of these lit up. This is the area above price that I'd be looking at right now. If we climb up to watch what happens there. Nate says, I'm short targeting open range high, almost through the order block. It's currently traded in. Nice, man. Nice. Targeting 15-minute opening range high, I'm assuming. This down here or yeah, because this would be 15. This would be everything. Would it be 1 hour? Yeah, 15, 30-minute, 1 hour. Oh, wait a minute. Look at that, guys. I was wrong on my markup by about a point. Look at that. That's 15-minute opening range high. So that's the 931 candle. Missed that one. That's not good. Good thing I took the L before then anyway. Yes, sir. 54, 74.25. Nice. Nice. Yeah, again, man. Watching Bookmap, trying to... if you're still here, I appreciate you hanging out, man. 1L so far. We got a review in. Had some good conversation. Just hanging out, watching the market. I might go until power hour. Just waiting to see if we get some uptick in volatility. I'm looking at this area right here, coming off of these lows from Bookmap. If we were going to break and retest an area, it would be somewhere from here to here. This is kind of the wide zone that I would be looking at. Lines up with our anchored VWAP. I don't really have a short trade until we get a reaction to the downside off of that. I'm not getting short right over here. Nathan Short, I hope it plays for you, man. This is tough. Wasn't looking for a buy at this area. Not looking for a buy now. Not going to look for a buy right off of VWAP or opening range. There's certainly a case to be made for that. Right now we're building a little bit and look like we could move higher. But I'm looking short into the range now based on this recent structure and price action and based on ES's BS movement to the downside all the way up and then all the way back in. Really not following through here. I think we have the potential to see an uptick in volatility coming into the end of the day. I know we had some earnings reporting this week. I wonder if we got any earnings after market close. But I'm not a huge fundamental guy. Obviously, I like to pay attention to like high impact news. I'll use a news site. Pay attention to data releases when Jerome Powell is gonna destroy the market and everybody in it. But I don't pay too much attention to all the other fundamental stuff underneath. I'm just gonna trade my from a technical standpoint, and let the odds work out there. I don't have all that information when I back test or when I'm trading, so I start to add in random things. Hard to quantify how that's all affecting my results. So I try not to do that too much. Again, something I should be aware of, I want to be aware of, even if it just means that I should be alert for an increase in volatility. Yeah, not much changed on order book. My buy did not play very nicely with me here. So we are looking for a short. Again, probably looking just for too much of a pullback in ES for today. You can look at some of these as kind of measured moves to the upside and downside, and what these pullbacks looked like. 7.5 points off the low, 7.5 points off the low. Maybe that's all the pullback you're going to get before the continuation lower. Again, I like to use my zones. Use my levels. Wait for something appealing. This does look like we want to head lower right now. I'd be looking at this VWAP where I have volume point of control. I usually end up with a little bit different than some other people, just the way that I grab it from the fixed range volume profile on the 5 minute, but I do it consistently every day, and I like that level. So had my 15-minute opening range high off by a couple points, but we corrected that. But yeah, man, if you're here, feel free, ask questions in the chat. I appreciate you being here. If you like this stream, if you like me yapping away and staring at the market, telling you what I think goes into profitable trading, what works for me, taking losses, being as transparent as possible, running a free community, feel free to hit like and subscribe. If not, you don't have to, man. Free is free. That means you don't have to do anything to be here. Just you being here is enough. That's what that means. Free Discord community, as you can see on the chart. Feel free to hop in there. Link in the description, link in my bio. Would be happy to have you in there. You could ask questions today. You get my charts every morning, quick analysis. I talk about news, things that might impact the markets. Group of growing traders, great guys so far that are sharing the wins, sharing the losses, the good and the bad that come along with trading. It's really, really cool. Commendable. Also, it's hard enough to do it myself. And for everybody, I think that shares their stuff live, to get guys in the group that are recording their screen and sharing their trades and showing, the bad stuff, blown up combines and XFAs, even like Nate on here. It's commendable, man. I think that's a really good way to start to hold yourself accountable, to share that stuff, to put it out there. So it's cool. We'll be happy to have you guys in the community. Free. No VIP paywall, nothing like that. I charge for one-on-one if you want to work with me one-on-one for an enormous amount of hours over the course of a month. Live trading through Zoom, one-on-one sessions where we go through custom tailored, whatever you need help with, man. Developing a risk management plan, working on your psychology. Maybe it's a strategy approach. Happy to work with you on that. You could book a free 30-minute call. We could talk on Zoom and see if it makes sense for you and for me. But outside of that, everything else free. Free 99. But watching price here, do we start to kick back up, man? Are we going to put a little double bottom in and continue? I'm not the big chart pattern guy or the candlestick pattern guy, but I pay attention to them if they form. More of just regular market structure and kind of the dumb way that I describe it, not in, super technical, crazy, break of structure, change of character, this, that, and the third. Just higher high, lower high. Are we blasting into a level with what I would call a lot of big, large momentum candles, a lot of volume and force behind it? Are we kind of slowly trickling down into a zone? I don't find getting super technical and complicated with that stuff helps provide any additional edge. I tried it for a long time. Just drove me crazy. But if it works for you and you found something like that, that you have real clear definitions for certain things, you do your thing, man. Yeah, Audible is cool. I have yeah. Steven asked what app you have. There's a bunch of different stuff out there, man. I have an app. I forget the name of it that reads any document or book or whatever it is. You upload it right into it, and it reads it to you. You adjust the speed. They have a free version, but I paid for it. That's pretty much what I use. So if I get any digital copy of anything, I can listen to it. Some stuff I'll just actually use in app, like Audible. Breaking lows, not continuing higher so far. Still nothing screaming at me on Bookmap. A short from anywhere up here would have been paying pretty nicely had you had the patience to hold it this long. I just don't know that I'm going to get the pullback, guys. And by the time I get the pullback, that might be the case to go long. So this is a tough one. Or I shouldn't say tough. I'll just say not getting my criteria for entry. No setup, no trade. This jumped out at me for the long over here. That was it so far for this session. Nothing gave me the confidence to get short with a stop loss near an area of liquidity that I was targeting for a buy. As we're moving farther and farther away from all that, it's less of a concern. Coming into VWAP here, back down into the range of the day. Do we get towards this opening range high? We shall see. Nate, you still in the short, man? Let me know, man. Looks slow, but yes, nice, man. Nice. Love to see it. The boys making money, and not on account of me on that one. No, your trading decisions are your own. Anyway, let's do the disclaimer. Here, I'll start with this one since I got a couple fun comments on the way that I said this. I'm just an idiot on YouTube, guys. I'm talking about silly candlesticks and crazy colored bookmap charts. I'm just trading for entertainment purposes only. Nothing I say or do here is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything. Trading's risky. You should genuinely know this. Trading's very risky. Most traders lose money. Almost nobody makes money doing this. Make sure you do your own research. Don't take anything that I'm saying or doing here as a suggestion or recommendation to do anything. It's for entertainment purposes only. Read my full disclaimer on my site, realdealfutures.com, in the description of this video. You should also read CFTC Rule 4.41 about simulated trading, which is what this is and what XFAs are and what other prop accounts are outside of live prop accounts, simulated funds. So this is a combine. So we are trading in the simulated fund environment, and that is different. It's important to note. All the way down to VWAP. Does Nate get his push down to 15-minute opening range high? We got a gentleman short. No pullback for me. That was enough. This was another opportunity to get short. As we pulled down here, we rejected. Just not for me. Not right for me. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting the setup at all, guys. I really don't. As we come down into the zone and we get later in the day, we get closer to this power hour volatility. I'm going to see if we start to get some movement in one direction or the other, something that generates a setup for me. But I don't have anything right now. Don't have anything setting up. Not a short, not a long. Nice. TP hit. Drag due to death of market. Nice, man. Nate made some money. Well done, brother. Love to hear it. Yeah, orders coming off the book, getting lighter at the 5500, 5501 level that I was watching. Outside of that, nothing extreme until we get back up to that same level where we have orders sitting around that, let's say 5511 and to 5512 area. It's kind of the middle of it. But right now, this just looks like the sell-off down back into the range. We got VWAP here, which I do like to watch. Do we trade through it? Which we are right now, breaking pretty nicely through it. Oh yeah, big selling pressure. Ooh, we might be coming all the way back down today, guys. We might be headed all the way back. Again, still looking short as market structure forms, but some kind of a break and retest. Like again over here, I was looking at this level for where I would like to get short. We didn't get that. We just got the small pullback here. On this side, I'm now looking at this area. Maybe if we crack back up to pre-market high, a stop loss above this area, an entry somewhere up here could provide a pretty nice risk structure if we are going to continue lower. We continue pushing further down. I would look for an entry a little bit lower. If we retest VWAP, this is the nice breakthrough and continuation. Dang, man. Where's our low of day? Oh yeah, right at pre-market high. We're through that. Yeah, I'm staying patient on this one, guys. I'm not going anywhere just yet. This is not a bad area to look for as support, but I don't want to get in front of this with a buy. That's the that's the dumb guy piece. It's gonna go back up, right? We know better than that. Probably just gonna hang out, wait for some kind of indication that I can get short on this if it looks like it's gonna continue, but we are just melting here, slowly melting. What is NQ doing? Yeah, again, right now, a short somewhere up near VWAP, near that volume point of control. Stop loss pretty wide above pre-market high. I might look for something like that, pull the same move, look to scale in, but I don't know that we're gonna get there. I don't know what we got coming up. Tight trend to the downside, so not a whole lot of opportunity for me to jump in on a pullback. it would have been sell as we're breaking through lows and stage a stop somewhere above. Nothing crazy on Bookmap. Same deal from Bookmap. Gentleman in the chat says watching this big downswing and waiting for it to pop up before buying in. Yeah, man. You do your thing. I think I might just be stuck watching the market this afternoon. A little more zoomed in on Bookmap, just seeing what's a little bit closer to price. $54.66, $54.60. Yeah, I see that. I do see $54.60 for sure. 66 where we're trading right now. Not as much, but I do see 60, $54.60 right down here. Interesting to see what happens when we get down there. Again, not like a massive volume of it, but definitely something on the chart to note. Again, just staying patient, watching the chart. Let's see what happens as we come down towards some orders that are on the book here. Around $54.60. We got some volume being traded down here. You can see it on this volume down here. You can see a little bit of it on the Bookmap as well. again, want to see what happens when we come down into this 460 level, right about here in between prior day low and 15-minute opening range low. I don't know how I feel about a buy here, back up towards VWAP. It's somewhat of a cheap trade. But again, not before even we tap prior day low or another another area of interest that I'm watching. So yes, not really working with me on the levels here. Come on, man, you gotta buy. It's the inverse bullish Padre Matrix Wizard Unicorn bounce. Yeah. Thank you, Andre, for that. uh, yep. Yeah. This one's tough, guys. This is tough to just sit and watch. Um, Watched it just fall all the way off from up here. Had a couple areas in mind to look for shorts. One long failure. Um, right now, just price action and market structure. Looks like we got a bounce in store. Maybe back up towards VWAP. Maybe you look for a short somewhere up there. I don't know about buying down here. This hesitation and stalling and now slowly creeping up is making the case for a buy. I don't love the idea of buying after all of this, trying to catch the bottom of this move that's going to now continue up. So it's just these really, really tight, or what I would call tight trending moves to the downside or upside for that matter, that can be difficult to find a place to get in on. Even if you have direction down, you want to get short, finding a way to structure risk and be able to say, hey, I got this much money on in the market before I'm out. This is certainly not a pullback that I would use for a short. And again, by the time that I want to get long, it's probably too damn late. This would be the spot to do it if you were going to look for a long above this area. Yeah, I don't have conviction in this either way. Not yet. 3 o'clock. Yeah, I'm gonna hang for a little bit, guys. We're gonna make this a longer one. I'm gonna test myself, see how patient I can stay, watching the market, ready to trade, waiting for something. Not missing opportunities, but just not getting setups that would get me in, but watching large movements in the market. This to me looks like a buy play to the upside, trying to work itself out. Stall, push higher, pull back down, buyer still holding it. There's a break up to go and test VWAP. If you guys are still here, what's up? Welcome to the show. If you jumped on late, welcome to the show. I see we got some people that hopped on and off. Happy to have you here, man. Trading live, going on 2 hours, so I'm a little bit just staring at the market, waiting for something to set up. 1L on the front end, a buy near the top of this, not near the top, but after a pullback. Watching the market just continue to sell off, not really give me an area to enter on a pullback. Now we're down into this zone. I think it's likely we see a bounce towards VWAP. If we don't get that and we come lower, a continuation is likely, but man, like where are my targets here? Low of day, that's pretty much it. As we start to see volume come back into the market towards the end of the day here. Not too much helping me out on Bookmap here as far as levels or areas to trade to and from. So I'm going to wait. I like this consolidation that we got, this stall. Pull back up, kind of cracked above highs. Now if we're going to continue lower, we got a little bit of a way to do so. Just not the setup for me. I got the levels that I use, the areas on my chart from early in the morning that I utilize. 15-minute opening range, high and low, not so much towards the end of the day like this, especially not since we've extended so far out of that range. But prior day low, pre-market low, volume point of control, VWAP, these are all levels that I use. Kind of just in between all that, not really respecting any of it super nicely. Again, still looking for a short. We kind of came all the way back down into the, we didn't kind of, came all the way back down into the range already. So, but this now feels like we're just going to come and wipe out all this gains from today. We're going to continue down and just end lower. Bears are back in town. Feels that way. Again, that's speculation, not really being applied to trading decisions. You know what they say, man. Patience pays. I'm in it now, man. Less than an hour to market close. I'm gonna hang till 4. That's my game plan. See if we start to get something out, setting up. Would like to get in on a trade, but I need some way to structure it. This for a buy now that we've got this much hesitation doesn't look bad. You could make the same case for a sell coming off these lows. A buy, I'd be cautious holding very far above VWAP and this low. A sell, again, that's my hesitation this far down. I don't really know where I'm targeting outside of just holding on and dragging stop loss down, which is probably what I would look to do. We come down and break this again. I'm going to be more inclined to take it, but I probably want to start with 1 and run a pretty wide stop. That's my game plan here. Little bit of a choppy move to the upside. What's up? Nate hopped off. Close, short. Nice. What's up, brother? Another man from Discord. Got a few points this AM. Hopped off. Had to enter. Good luck. Came by to say what's up. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you guys. As always. Jumped in to say hi and like it. I love it. Got some good dudes from Discord. Let's see what happens here, guys. We got a little bit more of consolidation. It can give me a little bit more of an area to trade off of, an area of structure. It feels like we're trying to take this higher. We sell right off from here. It'll give a little bit clearer indication that we want to move lower. Nothing super serious on Bookmap, all the way back down into the range. This to me feels like the ES just, erase the gains type of move. The US indices erase the gains. We pulled up as far as we needed to pull up, and now we're just going to blast off to the downside. But we could, we could go either way. Try not to marry a really strong bias like that. What I think is going to happen in the long run, or before the close. That's more speculation. I got to trade what's in front of me. All right, this is bothering me. Free Discord, guys, if you didn't read it already. Looking weak on the 5-minute too. Long wicks to the upside on all of these candles. I like this short, but not below the VWAP like this, man. We couldn't get a VWAP test. We couldn't just tap the VWAP and then start to sell off. Couldn't respect one of my levels, so I got to throw $300 or so, $350 or so worth of risk on below the VWAP. That doesn't line up for me. Just doesn't line up for me structure-wise and risk management-wise. We start to continue lower. We get a little bit of selling pressure. I'm tempted to try it. I think there's definitely potential to the downside, all the way back down to low of the session, right? Just down to this area or even pre-market low. There's definitely potential. Nice, man. One of the guys in chat says 2150 in paper trading today, working on the short game. Nice, man. No shame in practicing on demo, paper trading, refining your skills, just working on everything, man, in a risk-free environment. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get a trade out of this, guys. I don't, at least right now. Going to be waiting and seeing for a little bit longer. I don't know about the short here. I think the crack back up to VWAP is in store. We haven't really seen that type of a move. This looks like it does want to move lower from here. I'm tempted to take it with a stop up here and look to aggressively get stop loss to break even. Ooh, that's quite a bit of volume there. That was some volume traded. Didn't take it lower. Yeah, I'm looking at this thing short, guys. Even with the VWAP there. Give it a little bit more. If this move is going to continue, crack to the downside, I get stop loss to break even. We make it a risk-free trade, but not yet. Not with big buying volume coming in like this. Let's see. Do they fail again to take this higher? Do we fail to come out of this zone again? Patiently waiting for ES to do something for me. Let's see. Let's see if we crack higher. All the way back up. Looks like we're going to test this high. Right back up to that 15-minute opening range high from this morning. Do we fail to take it higher again, or do we push up with some force and we get back to VWAP? Failing again so far. This one's really testing my patience. Here later than I want it to be. Good seeing you streaming again, my guy. 100%, man. Every day if I can. Appreciate you jumping on. You didn't miss too much, man. Been staring at the markets for the past 2 hours. One loss. Trying to find an entry. This is starting to look better and better for a sell. I mean, a lot of consolidation now. We've definitely slowed the movement down. I'm trying to gauge where I'd like to have a stop loss for this one, man, and the direction. I think I'd like to take this thing short. Yeah, again, sorry for being quiet here, guys. Just watching the markets. Don't have too much to fill you in on this one, man. Outside of just staying patient and waiting for something to present itself that works out well. Obviously, there was a lot of opportunity to sell on the way down. Nothing that really set up for me. Just not a deep enough pullback. Not the type of market structure that I trade off of. Slicing through the VWAP could have been option number one. That wouldn't have paid so well. My entry would be tested right now. I probably would have been getting stopped at break even if I waited for this big push down. The more that we hesitate and now start to push back up, the less inclined I am for a sell from down here. This looked like we could have chopped around a little bit, kind of pulled this move and then continued. Would have liked to see that start to happen. These start to fail and then start to come lower. Probably would have had an entry somewhere down here. Now I'm back into just holding position again. Just waiting to see if we do indeed come up to VWAP, what happens when we get there. We start slicing through to the upside. We start to see a reaction back down to the downside. Nothing crazy on Bookmap helped me out. But while we're hanging, watching the market, not trading, if you guys got questions, feel free, ask them in the chat. Colton says, overtraded this morning. I went 6 for 7, $27 worth of drawdown. Need to mentally understand that even though I'm 479 in the green, that the market was just on my side today. I feel you, man. That's a good realization to have. Even though you ended green, you could recognize you overtraded quite a bit, and you want to correct that. Something you don't want to do in the future. So that's definitely being very self-aware, man. Journaling, that helps out a little bit. Write down what happened and why. Try to identify the why behind those actions, and then decide if you can. 46 trades, yeah, 46 trades. I'm gonna say is probably too many. My man from Discord. There's scalpers that take a whole lot of trades. I'm just watching, like, this is set, and this is kind of like looking like, we're okay for a buy now, coming above these highs again to VWAP. We're not really catching the bottom because we waited for some structure, but it's not this clean back and forth. It's just this super duper slow, like not overlapping, but one bar prior than the other type of a move. I don't know that I have it either way, guys. Oh, let me fix VWAP here. Listen, totally up to you, your quantity of trades. For the most part, I think if you're taking 46 trades in a morning, you're probably doing some really high frequency scalping. I don't see a ton of guys do that with a ton of success. Maybe they take quite a bit of trades, but that many is really high quantity. You probably could do pretty well just waiting for those setups, waiting for a little bit more reason to be entering your trade and maybe running a little bit wider stop and target, try to get on the right side of the market. But you're going to know what overtrading is. You're going to feel what overtrading is for you. All the way back to VWAP on this one. Let's see what we get from here. Got to understand that every time you are in a trade, you're taking risk and giving money back. Yeah, I'm over here thinking 7 is too many. Yeah, I mean, again, like I would say, most guys trading, ES and Q on the low time frames, in one morning session, like 3 to 4 trades is probably the upper end that most guys want to stick towards. 3 to 4 trades, what most guys would want to stick towards. Afternoon session like this, maybe I get like that many. Maybe I get like 3. Usually you won't see me take more than 2 if I take any at all. Sometimes setups present themselves and you just got to take them. It's your time to act and that's it. And then there's just I'm focusing on making money. I want to make more money. I'm in profit. I want to pass my combine. I lost money. I want to make that money back. All of the wrong reasons that you should be looking for trades. And there's not really a setup there. There's not a really good way to structure risk. And, you're just putting on trades just for the sake of putting on trades. Now, if you're practicing, you're demo trading, you're learning a little bit here and there, do your thing, trade away, and you'll find out what works and what doesn't work pretty damn quickly. Slicing above VWAP. Again, guys, I don't have an entry on this. This is the tough, like, watching the market movement. Not the market structure and price action that I could trade off of. By the time I identify the trend and the direction I want to trade, market's moving and not giving me the nice breaks and retest that I like to be able to structure trades. That's kind of where I'm at. Just watching the market move without you. Again, gonna wait to see if something sets up. We got about 35 minutes. If you hung out this long, you're probably gonna hang the whole time. Got about 35 minutes left until market close. There's definitely a short setting up here. If you were going to carry this thesis that we're going to come back down, at least retest this low. Yes, we sliced above VWAP here, and we're back up above all that. We're coming up to anchored VWAP. We're coming up to pre-market high that was respected a couple times. Maybe we could catch a bounce over there. That's what I'm looking at. Do we even get there before we turn and come back down? Probably not, the way things have been going, but I'm waiting for my levels. That's it. I have to have some consistency for the way that I approach the markets, the way that I structure trades, something that I can back test. Yes, I have discretion to enter based on price action and market structure, but I'm utilizing my levels and I'm utilizing that price action and market structure. Sometimes the market just is not lining up with what you need it to do to say, hey, now is the good time to enter a trade. Again, nothing crazy thrown up on Bookmap. Way too much risk on when it needs to bounce for my liking. Yeah, I feel you, man. NQ 50-point swing to the upside. Yeah. It's different every day, right? Market's going to be different every day. Part of trading is identifying, if you can, market conditions that are just not lining up for you. And then, like I'm doing here, kind of just sitting on your hands, not just placing buy and sell trades for the sake of trading. Waiting to see something that lines up for your approach that says, hey, you should put risk on in the market. Now is a good time to do that. I haven't had that this whole time. Obviously, hindsight is 20/20. You could see where you maybe could have been entering good opportunities, but not Not right now. Again, a short play, somewhat setting up. We're coming back towards the liquidity, back towards that 55.01 level where we have orders sitting on the book. The short from down here is not terrible. If we're going to continue back up into this range, past these highs by very much, the long looks more appealing. So it's back and forth on direction as well. Big market structure, man. I'm gonna sit on this one. I don't need to take the L. I'd rather just sit on my hands. Yep, 28, 29 points back up in ES, back up above highs. Do we make a run for the highs? Like this one is tough, guys. I'm going to wait to see what we get right here. If we come up here, which we probably won't, again, based on what we had. I was watching this level right here. No reaction, no slowdown, nothing. Just continuing to climb through. Buyers in control. Nothing's telling me to get short. I'm watching 55.01 to see what happens there. And then we got another level, 10 points above that. So, there's that. Let's see if we climb up there, which I'm not convinced we will. Let's see what happens. A little bit of selling volume, bearish candle. Maybe we retest this anchored VWAP and we're going to crack above. Ooh, big orders on the book at that just popped up on Bookmap, at least for me, 5,500. Fix my VWAP. Looking at trying to buy here, guys. Breaking and retesting. Anchored VWAP off of the high of day and pre-market high that's been tested multiple times. Looking like we got liquidity above. Looking like we don't want to pull all the way back down. Don't want to be caught on this knife back down if that's what we're going to get. Not a super strong reaction on the 1 minute chart here. Nope, now we're waiting. Play the waiting game. Yeah, I was waiting for some hesitation and some more reaction to the upside that like we were going to just break and retest this. Didn't get that. Again, looking for a buy somewhere down here that this may continue higher and head towards these areas of liquidity towards the end of the day as some volume and volatility comes in. This can just as easily just knife to the downside. I don't like that this level is here. Hasn't really been respected. So I'm kind of just going to wait and see. Like somewhere down here wouldn't be terrible for a stop. The 5-minute real quick. Yeah, I kind of like this one. Kind of got a setup here, guys. Kind of got something that says we can put risk on in the market. I don't love that VWAP is down there, but it hasn't really been respected all day, and I'm going to read price action and market structure. Giving a little bit of time just to see if we are going to just continue down.
Order
I'm going
filled.
to try it from over here, guys. Trying to buy into bullish pressure. I'm going to go with a pretty wide stop just above VWAP. Let me size this out. Let's look on order flow. There's a boatload of orders up here. I think it's likely that we come up and grab them. I'm using Bookmap again on this one. Hasn't played too nicely for me earlier in the session. If we slice down through this, I might look to clip this trade if it gives me a chance and we don't just knife through as we get some of this session close information. But we may see some volatility come into the market here. I think this is going to play in my favor quickly or move against me very quickly. Might not be on the right side of the market again. But that was the break and retest and the push back up above prior bar high that I needed to get in. Yeah, I'm going to leave this one down here. Buying the absolute top, guys. Let's see if we just needed to crack down before turning back up, or if we're going to come all the way back through VWAP and just continue lower. And I'm wrong on direction and using order flow. Let's see. Order's still there. Came on heavy. I will show you guys this on Bookmap. When that many orders come on the book, it's definitely something I'm paying attention to these days. But does the price have to be drawn there? Do we have to head up that way? You know, certainly not. Not like right now. Nope.
Order filled.
That is that, guys. Orders back off the book. Show you what I was looking at here. And back on. This level right here, as we started to come up to it, got really heavy back on the book with orders. Again, just using that as a target, an area that I think price can reach if we're going to continue up, which I was looking at us doing right here. As we broke above, pulled back down, looking like we were not going to get much of a pullback like the rest of this day, and just continue up. Wrong side of the market again, man. Retest of anchored VWAP, retest of pre-market high, cracking above, and then we're just going to continue down. Would have been a perfect sell entry with a stop loss right above here. That's going to be it for me, guys. Hardly any room left before daily drawdown on this, but not going to take any more trades for sure. That's how it goes sometimes. Straight L's for me today. We'll definitely be reviewing to see how these trades set up, you know, how I took the entries, where I structured risk. But upon initial review, pretty confident in all of them, man. Just not the structure and agreement that I need for wins. So unfortunately going to end it there on an L. The losing streak the winning streak is over on the green days for YouTube. Had to come to an end at a certain point. But appreciate you guys being here. Again, I'm not going to sit and watch the rest of it if I'm done trading. Appreciate you guys being here. Talk to you guys tomorrow. I'll be live again tomorrow. Same time, same place. We'll see if we can't get some wins. Thanks for being here, guys. Again, like and subscribe if you like the stream, even though we took the L's. And hop in the free Discord if you're not already, man. One thing you'll get is real here. I'll show you the wins. I'll show you the losses. No magic, nothing special. Just the tools that I utilize to trade. Talk to you guys soon. Thanks.